here at Finor's niya na mag-tempest to play si JP because he knows. And we will see as the individual that outplay using the min-max ito coming out from Edward, and you can see a lot of promise on this kid, one of the most mechanically skilled players in the league for sure. Abang-abang dito si Edward. Nevertheless, that was a big outplay on JP, and I think that the casters have mentioned that this is not the best start for a Ling, and it is in fact not the best. By the way, Kufra against the Ling is good for Blacklist International. Many times we saw that this ESO and Kufra controlled the Ling. In fact, JP had 3 kills, 3 deaths in total for this game, and kung isipin mo, parang may mali, parang kulang pa rin, parang kinakapos tayo dito. And we are going to see the development of Blacklist International as they eventually take over the map and also take over the game. Kung mapapansin natin dito, lumalamang din naman yung Blacklist International. But Mpl-Ph, now at this point, if you are looking at the map, lamang ng Torre dito yung Mpl-Ph. In fact, Mpl-Ph took down 4 of the turrets of Blacklist International in this game on their road to recovery. Now, what does this tell us? Nung nararamdaman ng Blacklist International na natatalo sila, the way they break even the overall gold of the game is to push the side lanes. And this is really solid for Mpl-Ph. Kaya nga naman nanalo sila dun sa kanilang previous series. Nakita nyo kapag down ng Mpl-Ph, ang natural na ginagawa nila laban sa kanilang mga kalaban is to push the side lanes, get the objectives up. So, no matter what happens, kung may clash man na mangyari at malugi sila, laging nakapush yung mga side lanes against, mga minions nila against their opponents. And this is also the setup on how they will eventually win this match. Obviously, nakita natin dito, I'm gonna be blocking a big part of the map. But anyways, I want you to look at how shoved the lanes are. Sa top lane, even sa mid and sa top, but look at this, ang layo na ng minions. And there were 4 members here from Mpl-Ph, and they're all saying, okay, sige, ilalasit natin Lord, that's perfect. But why don't we look at the better approach dito? Kasi hindi sila mananalo. This is a 5 versus 3 matchup in the Lord area, and obviously, Mpl-Ph will not win that. Numbers pa lang, kahit gaano galing kayo mananalo dyan. So what they did was to force this one out. Sobrang sick ng Mpl-Ph dito, and I think the best play will happen with this cancel of the teleportation. So mapapansin nyo, nagte-teleport na JP. Ang kailangan lang niya ay tumalon dun sa kanyang sa mga kalaban and just to cancel the DPL. And honestly, this is very self-explanatory, mga kaibigan. I know na kitang-kita nyo na yung mangyayari dito. There's not much analysis that you can pour out in that specific play, but we know that the setup for that play is all that matters. Hindi mangyayari ang mga malulupit na play mula kang Grid and the rest of the gang without the setup. Again, the priority for Mpl-Ph is to push the turrets, shove the minion wave as soon as possible. Laging naka-push lang yung mga minions against their opponents. So when a big team fight happens, they will always have that real estate advantage against their opponents kasi laging yung minions nandun na sa torre ng kalaban na sa base. And even when we say that the MVP of the game is Grid, I think that nakakabwisit din talaga yung kanyang ginawa dito. By the way, pick up on that casual deadly blade that we know is very good against sustained heroes, and obviously very good again. Magandang value item, I guess, for Grid here, picking that up so that he can counter many of the members of Blacklist International. You know what? We can attribute this to the fact that Mpl-Ph are problem solvers. If tatanungin nyo ko, how can I describe Mpl-Ph and why they're winning, they're problem solvers. Kapag merong issue na nangyayari, kapag medyo down sila, they try to solve it with different approaches. And this time, they use the minion pressure and the positioning of their cores so that they can recover from a potential sana na pagkapanalo na ng Blacklist International. The economic advantage was at Blacklist International for a significant amount of time until nagawa na nga nung Mpl-Ph yung pagkontra nila at pag-recover sila. Nevertheless, that's just game number 1. I'm sure that Blacklist International have prepared more against Mpl-Ph. And let's get back to the casters this time. Ano ba sa tingin niyo sa game 2?
Sobrang tama ka nga, Wolf, dahil yung Mpl-Ph pinapatunayan nila lagi, every time nabibigyan sila ng problema, kayang-kaya nila masolve. Another historic finish. Well, that's just game number 1, Butters. Man, Blacklist International, we all thought that they will use the sacrifice Diggy, pero they opted to go for the real support type Diggy. And I think nalaro na ng mind games ng Mpl-Ph ang Blacklist. Nakakatakot na ngayon ang game 2.
Sa totoo lang meron kasing certain conditions din para mapili mo yung Diggy. It's not always about the sacrificial Diggy setup. Kasi napapansin mo, there are times na may sobrang, sabihin natin, sobrang daming ways to stun yung kalaban mo. That's actually a good time to pick a Diggy. Hindi ka pipili lang ng Diggy just because mapipili mo yung Diggy. So, ang ginawa ng Mpl-Ph doon, since medyo early into the draft, sabihin natin first phase, into the draft napili yung Diggy, ang ginawa na nila, nag-adjust na sila agad dun sa second phase pa lang. So, hindi na sila kumuha ng stuns, kumuha sila ng Talia, they just need the silence. Kung times journey yung silence, okay lang naman kay Natalia yun kasi in a way, ladies and gentlemen, kaya lang ulitin yun at kaya mag-dash out.
Mabilis lang din
yung cooldown. Makalis lang.
Mabilis lang din yung cooldown. And I think, ang nangyari, Mpl-Ph, they were failing actually with their team fights. Pero again, even though nakakuha ng team fights, nakakuha ng pick-ups, ang Blacklist International, nandun pa rin yung win condition na kailangan natin tumapa late game. Kaya rin siguro pinipilit ng Aura, no? Ginugulo nila ng ginugulo para ma-disrupt lang yung farm. Alam nila na they also need to control each wave. And with that, boom, butas yung bottom lane, Show and Natalia.
Yun yung nakakatakot. Yun yung nakakatakot na fact dito sa Mpl-Ph. Ladies and gentlemen, hindi naging maganda yung start ng isang link,
no? Na-shutdown siya.
Na-shutdown siya ng todo, pero hindi nagamit yon ng Blacklist to their advantage. So that means, at that point on, parang memorize talaga ng, memorize talaga ng Mpl-Ph kung paano sila babawi at kung paano sila lalamang din in the first place.
And yon yung pinakaunang talo ng Diggy sa ating laban, sa ating matchup. Guys, Blacklist International, they're now going to the blue side. Mpl-Ph naman sa ating red side. Khalid and Uranus for Blacklist. Tapos, Yishun-Chi naman para sa Aura, negating the worldwide mountain shocker. Oh, Mpl-Ph is now removing vision game for Blacklist International. Nawala na rin yung Selena dito, Butters.
Yeah, I think Mpl-Ph is still forcing Blacklist International to get the Diggy. Kasi the next best thing for Vision at this point, na wala na si Lina, wala na si Eason Shin, wala na si Popoling Kupa, magdidigi ka na talaga. Gagawin mo na yung sacrificial digi na kahit pa paano information is king pa rin talaga para sa ganung setup.
Pwede nilang piliin dito no?
It's not all about annoying. It's not all about annoying the other team. It's about giving vision lang din sa kampi mo din.
Yeah, yun pa rin talaga yung main yun yung main objective niya no? On that hero. Meanwhile, Yuzong is the one, the priority ng Blacklist International. Still a hero na nakakatakot. Can sustain na lane, madaling lumipat sa lane, madaling rumisponde. At eto
na, nila yung
wala nang ano sa Mpl-Ph, wala nang atrasan kumbaga. Sabi nila, sige na, ilabas mo na si Dark Magician.
Binibigay nila yung Yuzhong para makuha lang yung link tsaka yung thumbs.
Oo.
Para mas malaki talaga, well, not parang, pero mas malaki talaga yung priority dito ng Mpl-Ph dito sa mga heroes na to. They don't like the Yuzhong. Well, kung hindi kukunin ng Blacklist International, I'm pretty sure that Mpl-Ph kukunin nila yan.
Gusto nila pa rin yung heroes na confident sila. Heroes na kabisado nila. Same opening, actually, for Blacklist International, but this time, yung pangatlo lang, tinanggal na nila yung Diggy. Sabi nila, kulang tayo ng initiating factor kanina, kulang tayo ng stun kanina, why not? Go for the choke, panghuli dito sa link. So may dalawa na kagad sagot ang Blacklist International. para kay JP. But then again, pagkapisado mo yung hero, alam mo rin yung mga counter sa hero na yun eh.
Yeah. And si Kilowash, ang ganda ng performance niya kanina sa show. So, they really know how to stop this. Aura PH, pinipersa talaga nila yung Diggy.
Pinipersa
nila yung Diggy. Parang binibait nila, piliin nyo yung Diggy, piliin nyo yung Diggy. Kailangan nyo yung Diggy, kailangan nyo yung Diggy.
Parang, or baka pwedeng sila yung magdigi.
Pwede din.
Pwede din eh, kasi may Cobra tsaka may Joe eh.
Oo, pwede din. But,
Unless iban.
the thing is, pagka pumili kasi ng Atlas, isang malaking red flag na yun eh. Na magdigi ka. Yun yung ginagawa.
Tsaka ano na to eh, Atlas na ni Mpl-Ph to eh.
Oo.
Let's see, the ban here is going to be the Roger. That is a respect for full clip. Full clip, what is going to be the main carry here na pantapat sa Lancelot? Bukod sa Lancelot, sa Link. Bukod sa pantapat sa Link, kailangan mo rin ng damage na malupit. Probably a follow-up to Edward's ultimate. Pwede pa sila mag-Chango. Chango is actually good. Para sa Blacklist International.
Yeah, actually dun yung pinakamalaking success nila eh. Kapag nag-Chango sila, yung poke composition na ginagawa nila. Pero kasi at this point, Kufra, Cho, and Yuzhong, parang hindi na to timpla ng isang poke composition. Ano na to? Head-on collision. Binano na nila yung Diggy. Well, sabi dito ng Mpl-Ph, sabi nila, bano natin yung Diggy para kahit paano hindi tayo persado na na makuha nila yung mapigilan pa nila yung Atlas nila, hindi pala mapigilan.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
I like the Esmeralda Bando for Blacklist International. Negate kagad dito yung Taps at saka Atlas. Ang iniintay ng Aura is either a Kiluwash or KLBJ hero. Kasi KLBJ can also pick the Taps.
Ako inisip ko pwede sila mag-export dito for Mpl-Ph eh. Pwede pa sila mag-export dito doon sa pinakadulo eh. Kasi it's a strong laner.
Oo, side lane.
Favorite, isa siya sa mga gustong gamitin na heroes ni KLBJ. So, I think there's a possibility na mag-export pa sila dito looking at the two picks lang na meron dito yung Blacklist International, Yuzhong tsaka Kufra.
Alam mo,
ang laking perwisyo na agad.
Butter, sinabi mo export, pero sa tingin ko, Valir ang pinaka-perfect against sa Cho tsaka sa Kufra eh.
That's true.
Kasi tutulak niya lang yung Cho tsaka Kufra eh. Ngayon, ang dami na kagad sagot ng Aura. Meanwhile, yung Blacklist, sabi nila, sige, labanan tayo ng fencing. I like this. Oh!
Oy! Si Malasado.
Okay. Tatlo ngayon ang sagot ng Blacklist para dito sa Link. Alam nila na ipo-full force ng Aura yung Link. Ready sila dito. Ang daming sagot ng Cyclops dyan. Susunod yung planets attack lagi sa Link. Lancelot can also outplay heroes right now. 4 heroes right now para sa Aura PH. I like the Lancelot against Atlas kasi mas gusto ng Lancelot maraming units para mas marami siyang dashes. We shall see. Anong adjustment ngayon ng Aura PH sa last pick? KLBJ or Kiluwash? Dalawa na lang eh. KLBJ or Kiluwash eh.
Yeah,
Export.
it's going to be the export. Ayos ba?
Bawal mag-appear. Bawal. Mag-appear kami, guys.
Mag-appear kami, okay
pero
lang.
bawal mag-appear.
Alcohol. Mag-alcohol ka muna.
Alcohol ka muna.
Oo.
Sige.
Ito pre, the thing about, kunin mo na alcohol.
Oo.
Kunin mo muna yung alcohol and pag-usapan muna natin to.
Pag nag-alcohol tayo, baka pwede na tayo mag-appear. Pag nag-alcohol. Kasi natuwa kami ni Bartos, tama.
Nag-appear kami bigla. And alcohol kami.
Nag-alcohol.
Kung may narinig kayong top,
nag-appear kami noon.
Okay.
Isa pa. Teka, alcohol muna.
Alcohol ka muna. Teka lang, baka mamaya makita yung social distancing. Yan. Pwede na tayo mag-appear.
Tama, prediction mo, Bartos, export. Teka lang, alcohol ulit. Okay.
Kidding aside.
Oh.
Looking at the draft here of to Blacklist International. They have the Cyclops, they have a clear answer for the Ling. Kaso kasi, if ever makita nung Ling na papunta sa kanya yung ulti ng Cyclops, malaki yung chance niya kasi makapag-react. Kasi always remember, projectile travel time.
Lagi.
Mabagal ang projectile travel time ng isang ulti ng Cyclops. And you can see it from a mile away.
Yeah. Pero pwede kasing saktuhan yan eh. Pwedeng saktuhan ni Dexter yan. For sure, pre-practice din niya yan. Pero ang problem ko dito kasi, Butters, si Balir eh.
Oo.
Tatlo agad yung nasasagot kasi ni Grid. And I think this is perfect. Kasi yung Balir, mas pinipili na ng mga tao na piliin na lang yung Louie, piliin na lang yung lumilipad, si Parsa, kesa sa Balir eh. So I think ito yung naging ultimate adjustment nila. Ang dami nilang damage. And tignan mo, sineset up na nila ngayon yung purple. Di makalapit kagad sina full clip.
Okay. So nakikita mo dito, Manjin, kung ano yung ginagawa ni Creed.
Oo.
He's trying to take down yung buhay dito ng Blacklist International na mababa.
Mukhang magkakababaan na nga. Sino nakuha ng purple? Mamaya natin makikita dahil pasok si Ako dito. First blood coming in for full clip. Nice outplay! Baka mag-puncture out pa siya. Isa ang nawala, Grid. Para dito sa Aura PH. That was a failed attempt on the kill for Aura. Pero nanakawa na naman ng purple buff. I think that was worth. Kasi yun talaga ang plano. Blacklist International, that's still good though, kasi si Clip pa rin ang nakuha ng kill.
So bakit nga ba nakatambay si Creed doon?
Bakit, Kuya Butters?
Gusto niyang pababain yung buhay dito ng side ng Blacklist International that if ever nagkaroon ng invade doon sa purple buff nila, baka may time kapag ka nababaan na talaga sila ng sobra na hindi na sila maka-adjust, hindi na sila maka-responde.
Lugi sila sa gera kasi kulang ang mga HPs nila habang full clip. Ginamit niya pa yung gold, yung crab coin dito to puncture out another good pick-off for Blacklist International. Still, Greed ang nagiging sacrifice dito para sa side ng Aura PH. Full clip with...
Dexter?
Oh, sakit. Actually, si JP nakakuha din ng kill. So, si full clip, even though Aura pa rin nagdidikta ng laban, ibang klase to pag nabigyan ng item, lalo na Lancelot ngayon yung gamit niya rather than yung carry kanina na talagang one-trick pony. This time with the Lancelot, mas marami silang plays na pwedeng magawa.
Yun kasi yung isa sa mga tinitignan ngayon sa mga magagandang funnel on how good they can spread out their damage. And yung carry kasi kanina, yes, carry has good damage, pero kasi pa isa-isa.
Yung ano kasi Lancelot, yung Thorn Drones, pwedeng na
triangle formation yun eh.
Yes, definitely man. Eson, running for his life, is protecting the orange take, full clip. Punersa na yung kanyang ultimate para lang makuha yung orange na yon. Now coming into the purple buff, ginigera na dito ng Aura PH yung baba. Mukhang gusto nilang kunin yung turtle dito. Alam nila na pulado yung Yuzong. Nakikita nila yung Joe sa top lane. Libreng turtle para kay JP. Pero Lito Wanderer din mula sa Blacklist International sa top. Magkakaroon dito ng switch ng towers, Butters.
Okay. I like the idea dito coming out from Blacklist International na pumunta sila dun sa may taas. Para mag-counteract dun sa turtle. They did not give any priority para talagang contest pa yung turtle na yon. Pero make sure nila may dalawang tao sa baba na kaya i-def to.
Yes.
Kapag hindi nila na-push to, this is going to be a win for Blacklist International.
Yes. Kung sinong unang mag-react, yun yung pwedeng tumagilid at hindi nag-react doon yung Blacklist International. Star Power Lockdown, connecting. Pero madidepensahan pa rin ng Blacklist International yung bottom lane. Just protect the towers at all costs. That is the main plan of Blacklist International. Maganda din yung wave clear nila dito. Maganda rin yung disengage factor ng Blacklist International. Actually, Butters, meron kang show at meron kang kufra na every time kapag papasok si JP, pwede mong abangan.
Blacklist International, on the other hand, ang ganda ng hold nila dito sa may mga turrets nila. And there is the ultimate. It's not going to be a problem as merong turtle buff dito si JP.
Muntikan pa kung walang turtle buff doon. Muntikan pa.
Muntikan pa.
Yun ang maganda sa Star Power Lockdown. Susundan ka talaga hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan.
Tsaka star power yun eh.
Oo, lockdown pa.
Lockdown pa.
Oh, alam mo naman, lockdown, hinabang ka 6 months eh.
naman.
Oo,
Oy,
maabutin ka talaga.
Mm.
Muntikan pa makabasag dito ang blacklist. It seems like Mpl-Ph ngayon na nagre-react every time they make a move. Walang pa kaya Blacklist International. This is better. This is better kit for Blacklist International kasi hindi kanina. Pero yun, naku, nag-miss communication. Miscommunication! Pero baka makakamatay ata si dito. Pero yung planet sa dark, double kill coming in. Para kayo Dragon Lord si Maring Aqua. Nawalan ng tulong. Habang si KLBJ umikot-ikot lang. Sabog. Patay ang cannons at patay ang germs. Dahil basag ang torre dito, Blacklist International. Even though 2-2 ang laban, mas marami silang nakuha ang objectives.
Mpl-Ph dito, clearly losing the war. Eh, kung titignan mo naman dito in terms of just getting the turret control, literally Manjin, wala silang pinatpat ngayon sa Blacklist International.
Yes.
Kung makikita mo lahat ng tier 1 turrets nila is down. They actually have 1 tier 2 turret down onto the top lane din.
Definitely. Men, I think mas better kasi ngayon yung kit ng Blacklist sa damage at sa lockdown. Unlike yung taking kanina, yung reverse time kasi madaling malaman eh. Kung saan manggagaling. And yung time bombs, yung auto-alarm bombs, parang nawawalan din ng damage sa late game eh. Parang nauubos. This time, without any time journey, okay lang sila kasi yung lane kaya mag-dodge. Meron kang Dexter damage with the Mpl-Ph. Ang dami pa nilang flickers dito to counter out Mpl-Ph. Pwede silang lumaban ulit. There you go. Ultimate para kay KLBJ. Last Insanity. At pumasok pa si Baring JP. Nako, Swanity. Sino kaya makakaisa dito? Wala. Dahil Mpl-Ph magbabak na lang. Blacklist International. Tinakot ang aura doon sa baba.
Slow and steady wins the race. Kung sino pa yung sinabihan na slow and steady dun sa ating intro, sila pa yung naging aggressive ngayon, and Aqua will take down Ling by himself.
Ang Dragon. Tapos na ang Chinese New Year pero may Dragon pa din. Aqua, the American Dragon. From the A to the Q to the U to the A. I'm the Mad Daddy Dragon of Blacklist International. Hey! Aqua outplaying 5 heroes. From Mpl-Ph, Blacklist International, unti-unti nang nababasa ang code butters.
Unti-unti nang nababasa, unti-unti nang decipher ang code dito ng Mpl-Ph, and they might have just imitated. Ito yung medicine na lagi pinapatikim ng Mpl-Ph sa mga kalaban nila. Total map control, being reactive, not really caring about the turtle. Pag nakikita nilang kumukuha ng turtle yung kalaban, pupunta sila agad sa taas, kinukuha nila yon.
At alam nila na pag nag-react ka sa Mpl-Ph, ikaw ang tatagilid. Dapat kayo ang mag-react sa amin. Ang taas na rin ang damage output nila dito. Full clip with the 3-0-2. Greed with the first winter truncheon of this game. Napakasakit na ng lahat actually. 5 heroes, make that 5 heroes can put in damage para dito sa Blacklist International. Ay sorry, 4 lang pala. Yuzong, Lancelot, at saka Cyclops.
Yung bata from Bataan, men.
Bata from Bataan talaga eh.
Wala eh, kumbaga palum-palo eh.
Oo eh.
Something to prove. Nothing to lose, everything to win, pre.
Yep, almost with his endless battle. Isang component na lang plus yung recipe. Meanwhile, Dexter is also building up the cooldown reduction para unlimited Star Power Lockdown. 5 Mpl-Ph ito magkakasama! Nabagan ang ultimate para doon sa ating Cupra, pero nandito na ang Dragon. Sinong unang tutumba at sinong unang mawawala? At ayun na nga, yung bata from Bataan. Habang si KLBJ ang may isahan ay tumambling pa si KLBJ palayo, pero hindi magiging sapat para siya ay mabuhay. Blacklist International, wala si full clip, pero 2 ang kanilang napatay plus isa pang tore.
Kailangan mong bigyan ng isang malaking palakpak dito, Manjin. Yung ginagawa ni Aqua.
Palakpak!
Di kami nag-appear.
Palakpak yun.
Nagpalakpak kami. Hindi namin kailangan mag-alcohol. Why? The thing about Aqua is actually rotating at the right times kapag kinakailangan siya sa mga laban.
Yes.
Hindi niya iniiwan yung mga teammates niya dito. And he is even getting yung kills dito kay Ling.
Yes.
Na hindi niya dapat nakukuha talaga all in all.
Nahihirapan dito yung Mpl-Ph on dealing with the Yuzong. Mind you, ito din yung hero na tumalo sa kanila last week na ginamit ng BSB. At sabi ng Blacklist ngayon, ito pala ang tunay na vaccine. Ayun na naman ang Black Dragon form. Lumilipad na si kaibigang Aqua, si Kiluwash. Ang target niya, Star Power Lockdown, tatama na! At huli ka pa! Mega kill para kay Aqua. Aqua. 11-4. Ano ang sagot sa Dragon?
Ang sagot sa Dragon ay probably somewhere in the lines of getting this Lord, pero makukuha na ng Blacklist International ang sagot. Kaya wala nang sagot sa tanong.
Men, hindi ko yun naiintindihan, pero wala talagang sagot.
Walang sagot.
Wala talagang sagot. Dahil nasa numbers ninyo kay Aqua. Having the Festival of Blood, 7-1-1. Hindi ko nakita yung items niya, pero mamaya makikita natin. For sure, atasan ng sustain. Even though si Kiluwash, meron siyang execute dito. How? And men, yung proc nung ultimate, yung proc lagi nung Dark Souls dumodoble para kay Aqua
Dumodoble, may possibility na itong replay pa.
Minsan nga, may triple pa. Oo.
And yeah, I mean, Eson and the others dito, they're really doing a great job just controlling the fights for their team.
There you go.
Full clip dito, hindi nila masyadong kailangan gumalaw at hindi nila kailangan pumwesto ng maganda. Kasi ginagawa na ng tank yung trabaho
There you go.
Siniset up niya,
Yes.
triangle formation mo na lang, i-turn cross mo na lang,
Oo.
okay ka na.
Kumbaga, na 4-bar setup na.
Oo,
Punchline na lang ang kulang.
punchline na lang ang kulang.
Punchline na lang ang kulang. Binabati ko pala si M-Side.
O si M-Side.
Nanonood ka. At ang mga tropa natin sa TikTok.
Mga tropa natin.
Kasi siniset up na ni Aqua
Oo.
Man, with the items na meron siya Queen Swings, meron siya Bloodlust Axe.
Ay, na naman si Eson,
Ay, grabe. Let's see here, ang dami ng clash. At ayun, nahuli si JP. Underwhelming performance mula sa Championship Ring. Raplesha right now with the Fatal Link. Sumikot pa dito si KLBJ with the last insanity. Boom! Nakuha ng kill si The King. Pero Dexter and company nandito pa rin with the Planet's Attack. Eson stretching. Pero wala siyang iti-take. Wala siyang ita-dive in. JP ang namatay, 18 seconds in, ultimate coming in, for full clip, ayun na yung Lord Rose, meron pa siya puncture in, hindi na kailangan, dahil sunog naman kayo dyan, 13-5, this is Blacklist International. Men, ang kampiyon ay dumudugo na talaga.
Oh, well, ngayon, ang sasabihin ko na lang dito, Mpl-Ph, they should just wait for the next Lord. Just hold on to that base. Huwag na kayo magbigay ng turret. As long as nandyan yung turret na yan, hindi kayo problema dun sa may Lord. Kung tingnan mo yung Lord ngayon, pupunta siya sa may top lane. Which is actually a plus for the side of Mpl-Ph. Kasi that is one of the longest lanes to actually to actually go to para sa Lord. Kasi tatandaan mo yung mid lane, automatic yan na yung pinaka-maikling lakad ng Lord
Oo, so okay pa sila. Kasi
Okay pa sila.
alam nila na nakuha ng Blacklist dito yung Lord.
May oras.
May oras.
Oo.
Kaso ang problema, the more yung oras, the more pressure din sa kanila Kasi Blacklist International, ni isang tore, hindi nakapagpabagsak yung Mpl-Ph dito. Alam ko, katiting na lang yung bottom lane
Oh, and that's the thing about Mpl-Ph dito. They could have, reduced the gold lead for a bit kung nakuha nila yung turret na yan. O nakakuha na sila ng turrets dito, but it's Blacklist International. You're showing us na kung ano yung ginawa nyo kanina, nanakaw nyo yung panalo sa amin, na dapat talaga 50-50 pa.
Oo.
Ngayon, hindi na kami gagawa ng ganung mali.
Wala na, alam na ng Blacklist International yung pagkukulang sa composition nila kanina. And nakita nyo na nga sa camera natin na wala pa ring nababasag ang Mpl-Ph. I think this is the first time that I've seen the champs, Mpl-Ph, sa ganitong sticky predicament. Butters, pumasok na naman si S1 Esports. That is the baby bouncing ball. Vexstar, naglabas na rin ng Planet's Attack. Napakasakit na ng damage ngayon ng Blacklist International. What they're doing right now is controlling all of the lanes and then waiting for the Lord to come up.
Pero ito sinasabihin ko sa'yo Manjin, Eson na naman. Pag binalagtad mo ang Eson,
Nose.
si JP, 2 beses na siyang nasa-shutdown ng early game.
kahit ngayon.
Kahit ngayon.
Oo.
Nung first game, nakabawi siya.
Oo.
For the second game, medyo
Tagilid pa rin.
tagilid pa rin.
Oo.
Tagilid pa rin. But the thing is, nag-apektuhan na nga ba si JP nung...
Oy, tingnan mo yung formation, oh.
Oh, yung formation.
The Flying V, meron din natin sila dito. Yung Aura PH, naku po. Star Power Lock na meron na dito na The Flying Dragon. The Cartoon Hero Aqua. Ay, Dragon Tail. Ilabas mo na, Yugi Boy. Nahuli ka, Joey. Nahuli si Joey ng kanyang Black Eyes. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Ang pumasok si Raplisha, ang nadamay yung mga kampi niya.
Men, ang ganda kasi nung The Flying V.
The Flying V.
Naku, nakita mo yung The Flying V formation para silang sumayaw sa Christmas party. Kumbaga, victory agad sa Blacklist International.
Naaalala mo, nung nag-Christmas party ka, at lahat ng tropa mo ang sayaw Jabamokis.
Ganun yung nangyari. Ganun eh, nag-atuloy to apologize sila. Apologize. Sana makita natin yun. Sana may highlights yun.
Oo.
The Flying V is really
Flying V.
ibang klase.
I'm holding on a rope, got me 12 feet off the
Off
ground.
the ground. Hey,
Sinabamokis!
Sinabamokis! Yung falling to the trap. Yun yung nangyari. Ay, nako.
Wala eh.
Hindi ko na kinakaya.
Nung na-realize si Raplisha, nung inultihan niya, ang nasabi ni Raplisha, it's too late. Wala na, hindi na sila nakabawi. Gumano na.
Ang ganda eh. Kitang-kita ka sa camera eh. Huli sa CCTV. Blacklist International proving to us that they can surprise us. And again, that is another defeat for Aura PH. We're going all the way. Game number 3. Hindi ko na alam ang i-expect ko, Butters.
Consistency for Aura PH. Surprise for Blacklist International.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. I think kahit yung kaibigan nating si Wolf ay na-surprise,
Oo.
pero idadissect niya kung ano-ano nga ba ang mga nangyari sa laban na yun.
A lot of surprises indeed, but I guess what I'm really surprised about is yung drafting prowess talaga ng Blacklist International. My name is Wolf, your resident analyst, and I'm gonna tell you about that game that was won by Blacklist International when they started it with the draft. Gusto kong sabihin dito is yung draft natin nagpabor talaga sa Blacklist, which kind of makes me think, ginawa na nila yung ganitong klaseng drafting during their first stint here at Mpl Season 6, and it worked wonders today. Medyo may konting question marks lang ako on the side of Aura PH because they first picked itong Ling and the Thams. They gave, I think they first picked Atlas, or at the very least itong tatlong to, and they gave this Kufra to the side of Blacklist International, which really is a big problem para sa Ling. And knowing Aura PH, they're willing to risk. Alam nila yung ins and out nitong hero na to. They won a championship because of this hero in the MPL Season 5. And they know the limitations, supposedly, of the heroes. And they have been playing against the Kufra with the Ling before. At honestly, na-overcome naman nila. Then again, malaki pa rin ang advantage of having this Kufra against the Ling. Not only that, the Yuzong first picked by Blacklist, or at least at the first phase, and Aura PH still went in para kumuha ng Ling. Yun yung questionable na para sa akin. In fact, when we look at the post-game stats, we can see how impactful this Yuzong was overall with the game. Ngayon, pumunta tayo dun sa second phase ng picks. If you are a fan of Aura PH, nakakita mo na yung limang heroes ng Blacklist, which is already the Kufra, the Cho, the Yuzong, Lancelot, and then Cyclops. Wala na akong maisip, for me personally, ang hirap isipan ng last pick dapat para sa Aura PH. If you recall, ang last pick nila is the export. It fits the playstyle of Kiluwash, but it will force Aura PH to put the thumbs again on KLVJ, which is not one thing that you want to see. You want to see KLVJ or more explosive heroes. Not only that, yung export, I don't think it answers any of the problems for Aura PH against the Blacklist International. So, looking at just the matchups, meron kang Yuzong, sino ang makakapatay sa Yuzong mula sa Aura? Maybe the Ling at a certain point, maybe the export when put all together. But overall, walang hero mula sa Mpl-Ph na makakatapat talaga sa Yuzong at this point. And in fact, yung Atlas, hindi siya magiging enough at all dahil meron kang maganda mga counter mula dun sa Blacklist. And apart from that, I think that they went for massive purifies on the side of Blacklist para talaga mapigilan itong Atlas mula sa Mpl-Ph. Now, let's look at the actual highlights of the game and we will see the development of the players. And we want to take note na may priority ang Mpl-Ph dito to take the purple buff. But they were successful in doing so. Maganda sana yan para pigilan yung pag-farm ng Lancelot, right? So that's perfect. However, the team fight of Blacklist International is very good at this point. As you can see, meron silang Lancelot na AoE damage. They have Cyclops very good in the early stages of the game and eventually nanalo dito sa mini skirmish with outplays ang Blacklist International. Napakapul din yung Mpl-Ph. Napunta yung buff sa Mpl-Ph but dahil mababa na yung HP ng mga members ng Mpl-Ph, nahirapan din sila mag-farm eventually. Now, I like how Blacklist International uses their team fight against Mpl-Ph. And like we said, superior din kasi yung team fights ng Mpl-Ph at this point. Sorry, ng Blacklist International. Dahil din sa farm na nakuha nila at dun sa nature ng mga heroes. Now, I kind of want to pause it there a little bit and look at the mini-map. Actually, kahit hindi na yung minimap, tignan nyo na lang yung taas ng screen wherein 4 turrets na nakuha ng Blacklist International and 0 pa lang sa Mpl-Ph. Dito pa lang mapapaisip ka na ano ba ang strength na ngayon ng Blacklist International over Mpl-Ph? And the answer is map control. Nakakatawa lang kasi isipin yung Mpl-Ph yung superior yung map control or at least yung pag-control ng real estate sa mapa in the previous game. But in this specific game, it's actually all throughout Blacklist International. And this is mainly because of the draft once again. And we can see the game developing. Eventually, yung Blacklist International, they will just keep on fighting and fighting and fighting, not letting Mpl-Ph recover when it comes to the farm. They know the strength of their heroes. Meron silang Lancelot, very good in the early and the mid game. Meron silang Yuzong all throughout the match, kayang lumaban just because of the innate kit of the hero. That's also true with the Khufra na napakatalino na pagkagamit ni Eson dito. Very role player based. Nakita nyo yung the flying V formation na sinasabi dito natin mga casters maybe later after this clash kasi in fairness sa Mpl-Ph ang galing nila magdepensa. So this is it. The team fight that really was a problem for Aura. So as you can see, yung kanina sa Onyx-PH, we were talking about the formation. And the formation from Blacklist International laban sa Mpl-Ph ay napaganda talaga. Kasi they're all clubbed together. And looking at the heroes of Blacklist International, lahat yan ay AoE. Particularly the Khufra, even the Lancelot with the Thorn Throws. Imagine mo eventually, di ba, matutunaw talaga yung kahit sila sa Mpl-Ph dito. And unfortunately, para sa Mpl-Ph, if you look at their spells, nobody has the Purify. And Eson really had the free pass to initiate on Mpl-Ph dahil magkakasama sila lahat dito. Tapos meron ka pang Cho to follow up. So that's additional AoE stuns and all the damage in the world. By the way, there were many counters to the Ling dahil meron ka ng Yuzong, meron ka pang Cyclops, and it's incredibly hard for JP, kahit pa siya ang Diyos ng Ling dito sa Pilipinas, it's really hard for him to play in this game. And there's a lot of counters to him, and eventually, nanalo na nga dito ang Blacklist International. MVP of the game is Aqua. I like how he plays this Yuzong. Hindi nagtitipid, mga kaibigan. Every time na alam niya na pwedeng tumulong yung mga teammates niya, when it comes to using his ultimate, he goes for it. He knows na mababa yung downtime ng teamfight tools ng Blacklist International at dahil doon, pwede silang tuloy-tuloy na maglaban. This guy is the MVP of the game, not only because of the stats, but also the usage of his skills. That's wonderful coming out from Aqua, and hopefully we get to see more. And with that, game number 1, na-even up na po ang series natin between Blacklist International and Mpl-Ph. It's 1 apiece. And ito yung gusto ko i-take note. Draft of game number 2 was really perfect for Blacklist. And at a certain point, draft of game number 1, ang ganda, ang genius din eh. Ang talino, I'd say, ang clever mula sa Blacklist International. And maybe in game number 3, baka sila pa makapag-close out ng series na to versus Mpl-Ph. And I honestly think that Mpl-Ph should really match para makipag-counterpunch dito, makipag-back, makipag-blow by blow when it comes to the drafting against Blacklist International. How will they do it? Alamin natin yan. Back to you, casters.
Maraming salamat, Wolf. And kitang-kita mo nga, Butters, na ang Blacklist International talagang nag-aral din. Having 4 heroes na counter si JP, iba yun. At man, I think it really goes to show na these guys hungry silang manalo. Na sobrang sakit na suntok nun sa side ng Aura PH. They're the champions and usually nakikita natin silang nag-2-0, but this time nasisilatan sila ng isa.
Yeah, kailangan dito ng Aura respetuhin na yung Dragon God. Si Dragon God, si Aqua Dragon. It gave them a lot of problems. I mean, okay lang naman nung una, nakanapan nila ng paraan. But what I think was the problem nung game number 1 compared sa game number 2 dito ni Aqua is the capability nung hyper carry nila to do his job.
Yes.
I mean, Kyrie was capable. Nagagawa ni Kyrie yung kailangan niyang gawin. Problem is, kinukulang.
Yeah.
Kinukulang yung Kyrie. Kasi ang kaya gawin ni Kyrie talaga pa isa-isa lang eh.
Oo, tama.
Nung nakuha na ni Lancelot, ang taas ng damage, kumakalat sa lahat, kaya niya pang pumunta sa backline ng madali. And na-activate yung potential, yung X-factor dito, kumbaga, ni Full Clip.
And man, I think it goes to show na ang daming ring factors nang nangyari doon sa laban na yon for the side of Blacklist International. With the fact na flickers to counter, they know na walang red 3, magiging aggressive si Eson, like what you've said. Lancelot right now, mas okay siya, mas better siya with the high tempo plays, with the plays na nagdidikit-dikit yung mga heroes. I'm excited right now for game number 3. Paano mo lalaruin ang 10-man ban setup ng game 3? Like what we've said, magkaiba ang best of 2, best of 1, di ka muna nagpapakitaan. Ngayon, best of 3, game 3. Anong mga bagong heroes natin pwede makita dito?
I mean, Yuzhong will
definitely makaiban eh.
Definitely, I think there's a high chance that Yuzhong can be banned. Pero kasi, banning out the Yuzhong means you're gonna give out one hero dun sa mga binaban dito ng Aura PH na si Yison Shin, si YSS, or sabihin natin si Popol and Kupa.
Oo.
Yun yung mga binaban lang talaga nila dito. And nagbago na ng banning pattern dito ang Aura PH. They go for the Link, they go for the Kufra. Blacklist International, ayaw pa rin talaga nila ibigay dito yung Selena ni Creed.
I think na nag-iiba rin talaga yung banning output mo kapag nasa blue ka eh.
Oo.
No? Yung Blacklist International, actually, nire-respeto lang nila yung Selena, pero ayaw pa rin nila ng kalid. Ng kalaban. There's something talaga sa hero na to eh, no? Sa mga players, parang siguro hindi pa nadi-discover kung ano nga ba ang main counter sa Khalid. Kaya siguro rin nire-respeto nila lahat.
It's more the idea lang na huwag mo na lang subukan mo ng
ibigay.
I-contest or ibigay. Kasi if you get the Khalid, nakita naman natin to nung week number 1, nabibigay yung Khalid, anong usually kinukuha? Nagbabalmon.
Oo.
Para kahit papano, kapag ka nag-regen na siya,
pwede
papaluin ni Balmond ng ulti. Pagka nagawa niya yun, then that means Khalid will probably just drop.
Yes. Aura PH, now the ones who will pick first. Ayaw ng Blacklist na merong Yuzhong na kalaban. Napakalaking threat nun. Anong opening sa Aura? Handa ang Blacklist sa Link. Let's take note of that. Pwede rin mag-link ang Blacklist. So ngayon, Aura, sino ang ipa-priority? Is it going to be the Greed hero or the JP hero? Usually yun yung trend nila eh. Or minsan Kiluwash pa nga. Tatlo ang pina-priority nila eh. Kiluwash, Greed, or JP.
Alam mo, iniisip ko dito, it's not going to be the Kiluwash hero kasi lagi na nilang pinofocus yun dun sa early draft nila. And it is going to be, it's probably kills. Kasi
LBJ.
mas nakikita ko si Kill na ginagamit yan. Pero it could be a Kilowatt hero. And this is actually a surprise para sa akin. Well, Uranus pa rin talaga eh.
I think it's skills.
Uranus pa rin.
This is safe. Kasi Aura PH, pinili nila dito yung Uranus kasi ang dami mong possible combinations with it. Tapos, ang dami mong pwedeng reactions. Kasi agad magre-react itong Blacklist with the Uranus. Sinagot na kagad. Tinapatan ng Tams, a hero that can sustain, that can go to 50-50 with the Uranus. This time, Blacklist International ang may hawak ng Atlas. Na actually, nakita natin ito last week na nilalagay nila sa side lane. Side lane muna and then magta-transition to support. Papa-level 4 muna nila. Tapos, biglang magsiswitch.
Yeah.
Let's see kung makikita natin yun. Ito ngayon, sa side ng Blacklist International.
I'm actually expecting Aura PH to pick a Yisun Shin.
Oh.
Well, they do. The same time na sinasabi ko yun.
Nagulat
Pinili lang
yung
nila.
Blacklist.
Si Edward, pakaramdam ko, nasabihan sila yung sinaing okay na.
Oo nga.
Napatingin si Edward. Tara na, tapusin na natin to.
Oo, nako, Yisun Shin.
Now, how do you fight this? Wala nang Yuzhong. And sinet up ng Blacklist yung sarili nila para isang Yisun Shin pick at this point on. They could have secured the Yisun Shin, to be honest. Mas mataas ang priority ng Yisun Shin rather than the Thams or the other heroes na nakikita natin.
I think mas tinatarget nila yung Uranus side lane dito because of the Thams and the Esmeralda pick. Kasi you can also pick Hayabusa for
that's true.
the Yisun Shin eh. So, I think ina-expect ng Blacklist eh. Hinihintay nila yung JP hero na mag-pop up eh. Then tsaka sila magre-react.
I feel like, ito na yung
Yun nga eh.
Ito na yung
kasi
JP
kanina,
hero.
ganun din yung nangyari.
Ganun din nangyari.
Inaano nila eh. Hinahayaan nila eh. Pili ka ng carry.
Alam mo, so may interesting ng drawing pattern nitong teams na to. Like, you wouldn't really know kung ano yung pinapriority nila. And I feel na for Blacklist International, nung nakuha ng Aura PH etong Uranus, they were ready, they were prepared to actually pull the trigger on the Thams and the Atlas. Kahit hindi nila makuha yung Yisun Shin, okay lang sa kanila, basta nasa kanila yung dalawang hero.
The setup and the sustain. Yun ang gusto nila. Teka, nag-ayos pa sila ng angle. Para makita naman kasi si Kuya Si Kuya
Ngayon naman, si Eson naman yung hindi nakita.
Kita yan si Eson, yung kamay ni Eson eh. Si Eson kasi sneaky lang. Gilid-gilid lang yan si Eson.
Ito na, nakatingin si Bon dyan sa likod. Siyempre, nagde-draft sila ngayon. And this is the Invisible War na tinatawag natin.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, and this is Arcadia versus Bonchan.
Labanan ng ano to eh. Mga coach. I like the Balir Butters. Mukhang mag-all in ng Blacklist International dito with the Atlas. For sure, kukompuhan pa nila ng isa yan.
May problema sila dito.
Ano problema nila, Butters?
Yung Aura PH, may option silang mag-high-loss.
High-loss?
If ever mag-high-loss dito yung Aura PH, medyo palaban yung lineup dito ng Blacklist International.
Pagkera.
So, and they can opt for it. I mean,
I like it. Ang ganda ng suggestion mo din, high-loss. Kasi, it's a counter to the Esmeralda. Hindi kasi, ang mahirap kasi sa Esmeralda kapag tatamaan siya nung low punishment, nawawala yung shield eh. Parang wawits lang yung shield mo eh.
Pero kasi, Aura PH, they don't really, play the idea na kukuha tayo ng high-loss kasi medyo talaga nasa initiation part dito yung Aura PH in terms of fighting. But right now, I think this is the perfect time to just go for it. Yung 3-man setup dito, yung first phase 3 picks dito ng Blacklist International, they're all set to be countered by a high-loss.
Totoo. Let's see kung pipiliin niya ng Aura PH. Let's see kung mag-a-appear tayo ulit. Kung tama ka.
Teka lang, ready ko na yung
Ready mo na yung alcohol.
Ready ko na yung alcohol.
Ready mo na yung alcohol.
Nandito.
Tingin ko nga, Angela pa eh. Gusto ko makita ng Angela eh.
Pwede naman. Pero depende din.
Depende eh.
Depende yan.
PD pero...
Ay! It just makes sense now to just go for the high loss kasi okay lang kaya high loss na
may gigi eh. It was the formula ng game number 1. But this time, may Hilda option pa rin.
Yeah.
May high-loss option pa rin.
Actually, nadagdagan. Nadagdagan yung option dito ng Aura PH. They can go for the Hilda right now. And it's gonna make sense.
Yeah, but who's gonna play that show? Kiluwash.
Kiluwash.
KLBJ, ang hinintay natin dalawang support. So, may Farsa, Hilda. Farsa Hilda or Hylos.
Oh. It's a possibility. The Farsa was banned.
Ay, oo nga. Wala.
Lilia is a possibility. Hilda nga.
Hilda talaga.
Hilda. Nung nanlaki yung mata nila.
Nung nakita yung Digi.
Ihilda mo na.
Talaga.
Ihilda mo na. Itong Kagura na to, a lot of people don't like the Kagura pick for a support. Pero it actually makes sense kasi hindi mo kailangan mag-rush to level 4.
Yeah.
And you can just get the Clock of Destiny.
Oo.
Ang ibig sabihin na kasi pagka kumuha ka ng Clock of Destiny, then you're not really the main damage dealer.
Yes.
You're scaling into the mid game para mabigyan ka ng extra power spike pagdating sa mga oras na yan.
Sumasakit. Oh.
Ito yung problema nila, wala silang panghuli dito halos. Kailangan bantayan ng Kagura ngayon.
Kailangan ng Kagura ng damage para kasi ang problem dito, yung Kagura pwede niya iset yung payong sa loob ng Zaman Force pero mauuna kasi yung Harit lagi dahil carry yung Harit eh. Pero I like the Kagura kasi yung Fatal Links, matatouch yung Russo Umbrella Plea eh. Tsaka nung Traceless. Dalawang libreng Purify ngayon ang ang Aura PH eh. Pero men, looking at the lineup, I think yung kulang kanina sa Digi lineup ng Blacklist International, napunan nila ngayon. May damage, may sustain.
Hindi pambilibilang yan.
Kailangan bantayan lang dito ng Blacklist International yung purple buff nila. Kapag ka hindi nakuha nung Harris yung purple buff niya ng maaga or mabigay nila sa kabilang side, which is Aura PH probably they are thinking about it right now, that's the time na magkakaroon sila ng problema. They should have map control. Mas mabilis yung power spike nila dito. As long as Harris has the Summon Force, kaya niyang manggulang in a sense.
And knowing full clip, sa ganitong Action Jackson type ng hero, gusto niya rin yung maraming pinipindot. At isang Harit dyan. By the way, magkakaroon lang tayo ng pause for the game. Let's look at the emblems and the talents ngayon ng ating mga players. Purifies, para ka na JP. And Wet Flicker ulit. Talaga. Ang side ng Blacklist. Kasi alam nila Action Jackson talaga ang
Usually naman kapag Esmeralda, Uranus ang matchup, they just go for the Avarice din. Kinukuha na lang nila yung Avarice. They know na magiging stalemate kasi yung
yung laban,
yung lane. Na parang nasa patas lang sila. So, kung kinukuhaan mo ako ng gold, kung nakukuha mo ako ng gold at ako wala akong Avarice, lumalamang ka. So, pantayin natin. Kapag naglapit tayo,
even trade. In other words, even trade.
Ano to? Mutually beneficial.
Yun pala.
Mutually beneficial.
Maganda yun.
Parang parasitic siya, pero mutually beneficial.
I like it. Avarice, ladies and gents, para sa side laners ata yun sa dalawang side laners. Ang ano ko dito, ang prediction ko kasi dito, with the last pick Harit, pag hindi nagawa ni Grid yung trabaho niya sa Kagura, I think late game, Blacklist International will win.
Yeah.
Ikaw?
It's all about Grid dito ngayon and how he controls the setup. Nasa kanya yung bola dito.
Parang siya, siya
Nasa kanya yung bola dito.
Kagura
Clearly, walang pang-hold dito yung mga kasama niya. If he ever gets the burst dito para kay Harris and nag-follow through yung kanyang mga kampe, which is very easy kasi isang Mountain Shocker lang naman yan, that's going to be their go time. Pero kasi kung siya ang ma-shutdown dito, I just feel na sobrang free reign ng Harris. Kasi kung isipin mo, meron pa ding times journey yung kabila So, kailangan mabilis ang paghuli nila dito ng kalaban.
Yun din yung classic Harit Digi combo na madalas din nating nakikita ng mga previous seasons. You can put auto alarm bombs inside the Zaman Force. You can set up the Zaman Force with the reverse time. Ang dami rin nilang pick of potential, and knowing Blacklist International, they tend to protect full clip as much as possible. And then yung side lanes nila, Edward and Aqua is also doing fine with their lanes. Diba? Manning up to kill BJ and to kill Uwash. So I think Aura PH, what they need to do is don't underestimate Blacklist right now kasi it seems like pabor ako sa kung anong merong arsenal ngayon ang Blacklist International. 3 boot setup agad ang Aura PH dito, Butters.
So, interesting sa akin na focusing mark yung kinuha dito ni Dexter. Like gusto niya talagang palambutin lang dito sila Rafflesia, in a sense. Pero nakita mo kung paano siya pinalo ni Rafflesia doon. Alam mo yung tunog na yun? Yung pagka medyo napalo ka ng galon ng tubig.
Oo, sakit eh.
Ganun yung tunog.
Yung tunog, puk, 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 parang dalawang tunog eh. At pero gumagagal na si Gritty. Meron pakiramdam.
Ano pakiramdam mo?
Na yung Blacklist International, binibait nila yung heel tapping. Kasi hindi naman to yung type ng digi na sacrificial eh.
Yeah. And sa totoo lang, double-edged sword ang sacrificial digi.
Oo,
And if you would look at it, yung Aura PH kasi dito, alam naman nilang hindi na hindi na mag-sacrificial digi to. If you would look at their lanes,
What?
Uy, Oy!
Oy, na-mounting shocker!
Big Papa G!
Wow! JP sinaktuhan yung mountain shocker. Nag-call si Grid. Sabi niya, mountain shocker mo. And then Big Papa G, Grid, getting the first blood. Let's look at full clip kung mayroon pa siyang orange. Okay, nakuha ni orange, but it's okay. Kasi orange buff yun para sa aura and first blood. And mind you, Grid is a support. There you go, that is the kick onto full clip. Wala ka protection ngayon, there's no time journey. Aura PH making the plays in the mid lane and controlling the first 3 minutes of the game. Reset ngayon ang laro. We're now waiting for the next buffs to come up. 42 seconds to the turtle. Let's look at the Gillette instant replay batters.
Kung nakikita mo yung position niya dito, he just goes in, almost actually stealing that orange buff din.
Yes.
If nakuha pa siya ng orange buff doon, na-deny niya pa yon.
Yes.
That's going to be a big blunder for the side of Blacklist International, but luckily for them, it did not happen. And double kill for Aqua. And that's the Aqua show on the top lane.
The Aqua show. Anong oras na?
It's summertime.
It's Aqua show time. It's Aqua time. 2-3. Outplaying Greed. I think Greed, akala niya siguro ubos ang mana ni Aqua. But again, the more na lumapit ka doon sa Stardust Dance, the more na masakit. And Aqua just distancing himself well. Kahit na social distancing ngayon, na-shoot niya pa yon. Kaibigan Butters. Level 3, level 5 na si Aqua. Again, another round of buffs para kay Full Clip. Parang kahit namamatay si Full Clip, okay pa rin no? Ang Blacklist International.
The thing is, Aura PH dito, they're just having a hard time dealing with the heroes lang dito ng Blacklist International because the magic damage just way too high. Nandiyan si Dexter pa rin naka-focusing mark pa siya. So ibig sabihin kung sino makapitan niya dito, it's almost always going to be a burst for Full Clip or for Aqua.
And the Kagura and the Yishun Shin is squishy. Ayun na nga yung Fatal X on 2-2. Where's the counter go? Yun yung Falling Star Moon mega kill. It's what time is it? It's Aqua time. Nakapatay pa rin dito si kaibigan JP. Pero umiikot na yung Diggy. Haba yung Traceless out ay di naabot. Reflesha ang matitira dito. Edward kumakagat pa rin ng kanyang sides. Buhay pa rin si Full Clip dito. Pero yun yung Psionic Blades na meron si KLBJ. But still, Aqua. Second Falling Star Moon. No need for mana. Pindot lang ng first kill. Pero si KLBJ ganun na din. Kiluwash and KLBJ. Standing up pero Kiluwash. Okay.
Split second decision making, ladies and gentlemen. Kiluwash, what a monster. Aura PH doon. They won that fight.
Mena, akala ko panalo na ang Blacklist International pero buhay pa pala si Mr. 5 minutes. Now almost with his BOD under 5 minutes din. 5 minutes.
5 minutes BOD. Low race lang,
Low race lang, Lods. Pero nadali siya. Hindi pa na buo na delay.
Na-delay.
Nanakawan pa. Buo na sana yun kung
Buo
buhay
na yung 5 minutes na BOD.
Oo nga eh.
Low race lang, Lods.
Low race lang. Kids lang, sir.
Kids lang, sir.
Oh my. By the way, Blacklist International, Aqua actually did a great job on the flank. But then again, with the outlay of Aura PH, nakuha nila yung top lane. This means, dito na magsiset up yung Aura for the turtle take. Kasi pwedeng may mag-push na dito sa top. Magpipersa ngayon, mag-depensa ang Blacklist International. Kukulangin sila sa laban doon sa turtle.
Wala, 5 minutes pa rin.
5 minutes pa rin eh.
5 minutes BOD.
5 minutes BOD pa rin eh.
Wala.
Panic eh.
Tapos, basta 5 minutes, yun na yun.
May item, 5 minutes, no race.
No race. Kids lang, sir.
Kids lang, sir. Let's go. There you go. That is the turtle coming in
Now
this
this
game.
is a problem for Blacklist International.
Eson now with the fatal link. 7 force. Meron sino target dito. Reflection nagtatago lang. That is the passive of full clip going in. Ying yung overturn para kay Dexter. Dexter mabubuhay pa with the time journey. Pero yung zone ay mapupunta pa rin sa Aura Beach. Habang naghahabulan dito si Aqua at si Mr. 5 Village Kiluwash. Aqua trying his best to land in the damage. Sumubok pa si Edward mag-steal dito. It's still Aura Beach. And it's still an even ball game. Pero ang kate pa rin talaga ni Kiluwash
And
and ni JP.
putting himself in front of danger, tinake down niya na lang yung turret na yun.
Risky yun, ha?
What that means, open na yung jungle dito ng side ng Blacklist International.
Yes.
Ito na, pinapahalo na ng water container, pre.
Ito na ang pagbangon ng Aura PH on this game. Blacklist International, parang hindi nila makuha yung type ng play na gusto nila with this Diggy.
Sakit.
Kate nung
Kate.
Mountain Shocker.
Ang kati din nung poke ni Jumong.
Oo. Yung Mountain Shocker at saka yung Blood Floods. Uy, muntikan pa nga si Kiluwash.
Nice call.
Ang maganda kasi dito sa sa Yishun Shin, the more na meron ka physical attack, mas sumasakit yung Mountain Shocker doon kasi nag-skill yun eh. At hindi mo siya ginagamit pang pang burst, ginagamit mo lang siya pang poke eh.
It becomes a tool to actually take down people into the late game.
Oo nga eh.
But right now, considering na yung success ng meron dito ang Aura PH, it's a damage output skill. Not enough to kill someone, but still, the idea is there.
Yes. And hindi maland actually ng Blacklist International dito yung gusto nilang bombo combo on their side. The Falling Star Moon, Fatal Links, Zaman Force, BOD na. Si kaibigang JP. Here we go, Mountain Shocker ulit dito sa kitang orange ba, full clip. Pumapok dito, Blood Floods, pero full clip, Weather Retribution, getting that orange. Butters, 17 seconds sa ating turtle. Paano masiset up ng Blacklist International kaya to?
Okay, so Blacklist International, they cannot afford to give up etong turret sa may baba. If they ever do, then that means they're just going to give free reign over their jungle.
Yeah.
Pasok na lang sa JP dito, and this might be the start
Of
a comeback, pero Purify.
Mahirap maglaro ng Atlas kapag naka-purify ang kalaban mo, lalo na't may traceless pa na may mini-purify din. That mechanic para sa Aura PH is helping JP to survive the stunts from Eson. Perfect initiation from Eson. And then again, purifies. Kailangan natang tipirin ni Eson yung kanyang ultimate. There you go. Mountain Shocker once again. Eson wala siyang ultimate dito. Siya na bumula. Blinker out.
Ganda ng pwesto ni JP.
Ganda nga ng pwesto ni JP. Pero mukhang mas maganda ang pwesto ni Full Clip. Huli ka ngayon, JP. Nice targeting. Mula kay Full Clip. This is a huge outplay for Blacklist International. Pero mukhang mawala ang digi dito. Buhay pa rin sila KLPJ. At nandito na naman, Mr. 5 minutes. Sinipa mabalik. Aliyup. Huli ka, Full Clip. Para kay Kiluwash. Ako pa rin ang 5 minutes. Kiluwash. Another counter jab for his team, Butters.
From ang ganda ng pwesto niya, from JP takbo to JP takbo, not from, to JP takbo. Edward dito is the next target. Kiluwash, masyado siyang madaming item dito as this battle. Pero masyado na rin madaming tao dito sa Blacklist International.
Masyado ka malalim, Kiluwash. Sabi dito ng Blacklist International. But the Mountain Shocker is also there to help. Full stacks. Raplisha getting that revenge kill. Ang sakit ng slows.
Tag mo
na
yung
counter goes.
Tag mo yung idol mong palong-palo.
Si Raplisha yun.
Raplisha yun, itag mo na siya ngayon.
Si Raplisha yun. At mukhang palong-palo din si Aqua. Si Aqua kanina pa no?
Kanina pa.
Ulting ML na ML. Ulting ulti
Alam, eto, si Aqua dito is still doing a great job. This guy is consistent.
Yes.
Consistency is key, pero he surprised us with that certain consistency dito. Aura PH alam mo, hindi natatalo basta-basta ang Aura PH sa lane.
Hindi talaga yan.
Pero tinalo niya sa laning stage yung Aura PH dun sa may top.
Dalawa pa.
Dalawa
Pang hero yung ina-outplay niya. Ang mahirap kasi dito, sa Blacklist International, their ultimates way too high cooldown Masyado rin silang nagde-depend sa ultimate nila. Kailangan ni full clip ng Zaman Force. Kailangan nila yung Fatal Links. Meanwhile, yung Aura PH, kailangan lang sumapak. Kailangan lang mag first skill, second skill. Even yung time journey, kailangan nila. And I think yun yung nagiging sacrifice sa Diggy. Without the time journey, what can you do sa team fights?
At sa totoo lang, ina-time journey mo lang dito yung show or yung yin yang overturn. After that, there's no big team fight ulti na inaabangan dito yung Aura PH. And at times, sa mga ganitong oras, ginagamit ni Kilowash yung ulti niya just to take down Edward and the others. Yun yung overturn is there, pero nagawa nila yung pakay nila, Manjin. They don't care. They got the turret.
Basagin lang. Wala nang Contract Inferno. Aura PH is still saving the Lord attempt. Still controlling every lane for them to set up on that big chunk of an objective. 11 minutes in, magkakakitaan dito si BJ. Eson, perfect match out. Kiluwash will pop another shield, pero ayun na yung full stacks. Boom! Napakasakit, Kuya Eddie. Mountain Shocker for the vision. Who's gonna die? Eson falling low. Lumipad ng kanyang perfect match. Edward actually namatay na sa bottom lane. Look at this.
Si Kilowash! Ito na naman yung trabaho ni Kilowash talaga. Bayad na bayad.
Mr.
Ang
Panty.
daming nangyayari para sa Aura PH sa mga iba't ibang sites ng mapa.
Kompleto eh. Umiiwas po sila doon sa 5-on-5 full-on collision.
May atas yung kabila eh.
Oo. And hindi nga man lang ni Eson eh. Even though Eson is pulling off yung mga perfect sana na mga fatal links,
Oo.
ang nangyayari, dami TV.
Dami
ang
naman.
nangyayari, napi-flame shot or napi-purify.
And this is the thing about Flame Shot. It's the ultimate Swiss knife. Ika nga nila for a support.
Yes.
You have damage to steal, you have damage to execute,
Oo.
you have ways to push back people.
And ang baba ng cooldown.
Ang baba ng cooldown, it only takes 60 seconds.
Oo. At eto na, kulang na pinipindot ni Grid. Mga kaibigan, ang kulang talaga pinipindot ni
Oo.
Grid. Baka dati si BJ lang kulang pinipindot, pati pala si Big Papa,
Big Papa G, hindi naman tatawagin Big Papa G yan kung hindi gagawa ng Big Papa moves yan.
Oo nga eh.
Saan si Gildo, no?
Uy, ako, lalim ito ha. Oh, jabated!
Oh,
Grabe naman, nagka-jabated na nga mga Bobby Tricks, pero nasa gitna dito si Maring Mpl-Ph. Tumama dito ang Mountain Shocker onto 2, but walang pakialam dito ang Blacklist International. Linyang overturn na tama ngayon kay Aqua, pero nagsasaikuan lang. The main target was the tower at hinintay dito yung Lord. Ang perfect ng timing nung pasok ni Grid. Hindi siya tinamaan dito ng Bowling Simon at mukhang magkakapasok na. Yung Lord is on half health, pero hindi si Mpl-Ph. Flame shot once again. Nahirap na Blacklist International. Tumitipi na lang ang Aura PH. Naglalabasan na ng mga stickers. Naku po, Blacklist, where is the setup? Where is the fatal links? Wala pa rin. Kaka-cooldown lang. Kailan ba si setup yan? Ayun na! Tinamaan ng isa. May Zaman Force. Ito na yung combinations, pero Kiluwash, tinatapos ang game. Nakamatay ng isa dito ang side ng Blacklist International, pero ayun yung counter coming, the Yingang overturn. Sabay traceless, blood, normal, critical. 15 to 12. Blacklist International, the ultimate game. But Kiluwash is here. Oh, time journey to protect. Time journey to protect everyone. Full clip in Blacklist International, breaking the code. Huli ka ngayon. Synchro vision. Tapos ang mission. Depensang Blacklist. Para sa Blacklist International, Dexstar still falling low. BJ, hindi mo ka basta-basta mapapatay ang isang yun.
Oh my goodness, BJ!
Oh my goodness!
Si BJ dito binibigay sa Aqua ng sobrang daming armor. BJ, can he get out? That's the question.
Parang hindi nakaya.
Nakakayanin ba?
Parang
buhay na
hindi.
si Rablisha. Kinaya.
Sa sobrang tagal nun, ang dami ng pinindot ni BJ.
Oh.
Kulang yung second skill. Kailangan na ba tumatakbo siya nagsisticker?
Kailangan nandun si full clip. If they don't have full clip, I don't really think that they can take down etong si BJ at this point. Level 15. Green dito, they're trying to take down Aqua.
Napakahirap. Eson, there you go, another Mountain Shocker. Mukhang mapapalaban nata ulit dito ang side ng Blacklist International. Mpl-Ph coming in with the 3 strikes. Huli niya ng ultimate sa paring Eson. Oh, nalakpa siya. Nahuli yung Octopus.
Nahuli Octopus.
Doon sa ano, yung overturn.
Nahuli.
Perfect match ka.
Kahit mag-perfect match ka, ito pa men. Meron pang isa. Kapag na-reverse time mo,
Yung octopus.
Yung ano, si Eson o yung Atlas na naka-perfect match.
Babalik yung octopus.
Naka-ejected.
Oo.
Babalik si Octopus doon sa posisyon nung armor.
Oo. Yung octopus yun talaga si Atlas, di ba?
Oo.
Yung armor lang.
Armor lang yun.
Oo.
Parang ano yan, scuba gear.
Scuba gear, oh. Para siyang si Krang
Oo.
ng Ninja Turtles.
Oo, tama.
Ayos ba yun?
Oo.
Ganito lang ng tito ko yun.
Paramdam ko, manjin, halata yung edad eh. Si Krang.
Ganito lang ng tito ko yun, man. Nung panahon na yun.
And okay, si Eson dito nakakuha lang siya ng kiras.
Oo.
Kel VJ and the others, they're doing their best. Habang si JP dito, bayad na bayad, trabaho lang, walang personalan.
Oo.
Eson will get information na naglo-lord sila ngayon. Will there be a contest? That is the question. I-reset muna ni JP dito. He knows na hindi maganda pwesto niya dito. And roughly siya, Eson pumasok na naman. Tingnan natin kung may enough damage ba. May kiras yan, pero mapapagamit ng flaker.
Parang kaya pa makambak.
Nako, si Eson dito,
yung
nadelikado yung pwesto.
Ang bilis ng octopus eh. Vinegar pusit. Ay!
Flame shot!
Flame
Shot! Dinamis. Okay. Babe!
Flame shot.
Heavy machine.
Heavy machine gun. Enemy chaser! Na enemy chaser eh. Oo eh. Ay, naku. Ay, naku.
And they don't have their initiation. Meron silang pampigil, pero wala silang pang-steer.
Tignan mo yung ginagawa ni JP. Single, double. The ultimate dance move.
Oo.
Kapag on getting the Lord. Blacklist International trying their best to negate that Lord take. Nakuhaan pa sila ng purple dito. Mahihirapan na naman silang dumipensa. Kinulang lang ng damage si Kiluwas kanina, pero mukhang ito na ata ang huling alakhak. Butters.
Ang huling sayaw.
Ang huling sayaw.
The defense of the last samurai, ika nga nila.
Tanda mo na, Butters, the defense of the last samurai,
Oy,
Ito ng tito mo yan,
Oo naman.
Binabati ko ang mga tito natin, si Jerry Ocampo, at si Alvin Beltran.
Ayan. Diyan na ba?
Diyan na ba? 17-14. Aura PH, hinihintay na lang nila.
Tsaka lahat ng anak niyo, lahat ng anak ni Buseri, shout out sa inyo.
Joshua Ocampo.
Si Jerry,
Defensa Marino para sa Klase Kiluwas. Thunder Alexander, Pinoy,
Hunter. O Hunter x Hunter, kahit anong gusto nyo sabihin doon, pwede naman, pero Aura PH, they still got the victory.
At si Renjo, mga kaibigan.
Si Renjo, mga kaibigan.
50 claps per game.
50 claps per game.
Shoutout kay Kuya Renjo.
Siyempre kapag nananalo na, easy money.
Tropa natin yan si Kuya Renjo.
Renjo yan, si Renjo.
Man, that was actually hard for Aura PH. I think wala na naubusan na sila ng damage output doon sa Harit. Ang ganda na sana ang problema, hindi sila makaset up. Again, pag wala kang set up, saan yung cooldown sa ultimate sila ang tataas. Nag-struggle yung Blacklist International on landing specific skills. Lalo-lalo na si Eson. No? Lalo-lalo na si Eson Esports. Eson is known to be one of the players na ang taas ng catch potential. Diba? Yung mga hook niya, mga hookra niya. Pero this time, easy catch.
You have to attribute it to Rick din. Kung paano niya nilalaro yung kanyang si Kagura dito. Like the flame shot is actually the best thing na pinili dito ni Creed for this certain game. At kung sino man yung sumubok lumapit, it really just stopped them from initiating. This is one of the things na medyo tagilid kay Diggy. Na usually nakikita mo kasi yung other supports parang pumapana like si Lina. Yung Valir, tinutulak niya pabalik. For Diggy kasi, after the Time's Journey, kung wala naman talagang total big team fight ulti, parang hindi mo din mapufully utilize yung Time's Journey. And that's the thing about Diggy right now. Hindi talaga, pwede siyang malaruan, pwede siyang i-bypass.
Yeah. Pwede mo daanan na lang.
Pwede mo daanan na lang. Men, grabe. 2-1 pa din ang score ng Aura PH. Ating pong tignan kung ano bang analysis ng kaibigan natin, si Wood.
Thank you so much, casters. This is game number 3's performance. Wala naman sa Aura PH. And again. They did what they are good at. Really outplay, outsmarting their opponents in many facets of the game. I think the draft is pretty even. Both teams have their own win conditions against each other. One thing that I want you to understand is that Kiluash already had the history of dealing with Harith before. And I believe kung babalik tayo sa isang tournament outside of MPL, I can fairly remember this a few months back. Ginawa niya yung ganitong klase performance laban sa isang Harith. At not only that, sa same game or sa same series na ginawa niya yung pag-outplay sa Harith, he also made a play that is reminiscent of that split push. At mamaya pag-usapan natin yung split push mula sa Mpl-Ph. One thing na gusto ko lang sabihin is, ang ganda actually nung slot, nung pag-pick dito sa Digi. I like how Blacklist is forcing Mpl-Ph to draft heroes na medyo awkward for them. However, in this specific game number 3, it seems like na-outdraft. Hindi naman sa outdraft. Naka-recover sa draft ang Mpl-Ph. Na-even up nila. I very much like the last pick Kagura mula sa Mpl-Ph. Nauubusin na rin kasi ng mga mage supports na available for Mpl-Ph. Now they opted to go for it. By the way, I like the itemization. Coming out from Kiluash, sobrang man with the mission itong si Kiluash. He went for the 5-minute BOD na in-stress ng ating mga casters. But what I really like to emphasize is yung kanyang pick-up kanina dun sa Deadblade. Also, na pinalitan niya yun, kumuha siya ng Malefic Roar. So, nagkaroon tayo ng switch-ups, right? It's just important. Ang ganda na kumukuha sila dito ng mga specific items para sa specific na roles, which is, again, Malefic Roar against turrets. Now, let's look at the building damage, obviously, from the post-game stats of this specific game. And I think na napakalaking importance when you look at Kiluash. Literally, the big part, I'm not entirely sure kung ilang percent to, but this is 30k out of just the 5k at most ni JP. And I think that's very important kasi Mpl-Ph, the way they utilize their players is meron silang laging kanya-kanyang mga tasks. Now I want to say that Blacklist played this well. I think Edward on the Thumbs is phenomenal. Aqua on Esmeralda, ang ganda rin ng kanyang pinakita. Then again, etong si Dexstar as well as S1, they were so good with this. And not sure if the side of Blacklist International really thought this through, pero ang ganda no kanilang lineup with the last pick Harith. It makes a lot of sense to me. Hindi siya ganun ka napipigilan. There's not much lockdown side of Mpl-Ph. However, in the grand scheme of things, dun na sila natalo. And you know what, Blacklist, honestly, ganda no kanilang performance overall dito sa ating series. And I like that they are using whatever the time they had. I think that sobrang prepared sila sa aura. And I think that people who watch the Blacklist as well as Mpl-Ph, alam nila na if you're an avid fan of both these teams, you feel na talagang prepared yung Blacklist laban sa Mpl-Ph. Anyways, I believe that we're gonna be looking at the highlights now for this game. I think specifically, gusto kong i-take note yung mga pwestuhan ng pares na teams. Particularly dito sa Mpl-Ph. Now, this is 1 minute 30 mark. We know that at 1 minute 30, a funneled hero, kapag merong funnel strategy, almost always level 4 na siya at 1 minute 30. And that's one thing that we can see now. The communication for Mpl-Ph is, sabi nila dito, sabi ni Grid, oy pre, meron ka ng ulti for sure, gamitin mo na at the right moment. And indeed they will. So they will not get the orange buff, but they will get the for their float hero, and I think very important. Now, overall, Blacklist International will get a little bit of control of this game. In fact, the early game team fights will favor them. This is mainly because of the fact that they are composed mainly of mages, and we know that a mage setup, like in game number 1 of the series, will almost always win the early stages of the game dahil nga maganda nga naman talaga ang damage output ng mage-based lineups. Now, I think LVJ, this is one of my favorite plays, by the way, this game na to kay LVJ. I want to see him buff off. So sa previous games, meron siyang X-Borg Thumbs. Alam natin na kaya niyang laruin yun, but I would really prefer LVJ sa mga roles na pwede siyang magbuhat. At least prefer KLVJ sa mga roles na pwede siyang magbuhat. At least no kanyang lane at no kanyang hero. And this is one game na he puffed off. What a very nice timing on the Purify to eventually escape. At tapos ang ganda nyo kanyang communication with Kiluash. And eventually, maa-outplay din ng Mpl-Ph to Kiluash with that flame shot and that fade away flicker. And this is one of my favorite din clashes coming out from Mpl-Ph. And they forced out Eson to use the ultimate. At kung mapapansin ninyo, nasa outer circle nung ating laban ang mga members ng Mpl-Ph. Raflesha came from here. KLVJ from here, umikot siya dyan. Kiluash looking for the right timing. I think that's also very important. Greed in here. At kung mapapansin nyo, no matter what happens, dahil sa distansya nung mga members dito, that concave that they did against the convex, di ba? Parang ang ganda dahil hindi ka talaga makahanap ng perfect na initiation if you're playing the Atlas. It's really impossible at this moment, and eventually the side of Blacklist International will lose this fight. Medyo may even nila kasi napatay nila yung Yi and Shin, but they have lost the bigger battle here. Napatay nila yung core hero, but eventually they will lose big part of the map because of this play. Mpl-Ph, hindi lang nila sa isang specific clash gagawin to, at eventually nakita nyo naman yung split push na ginagawa ng Mpl-Ph. Lagi sila nagpupuwersa ng mga laban outside of the actual clash that's happening. So for example, nagkakaroon nga tayo dito ng split push sa bottom lane, for example, from Kiluash. Laging naghahanap ng gulo yung mga ibang members niya doon sa ibang parts. And I think at a certain point, sinabi ng ating mga casters na parang ang daming nangyayari para sa Mpl-Ph. This is mainly because of their understanding of their own roles per player at syempre yung grand na idea nila na gusto nilang mangyari. Our MVP of the game, I love that in game number 3, we're seeing stellar performance mula kay KLVJ. Again, this kid, Wonder the King, KLVJ, gusto mo na nagpa-pop off siya. Gusto mo na nakakakita ka ng mga plays na talagang bubuhat ng laro. And Uranus might not be that kind of hero. Siguro gusto mo siya makita sa mga malilikot na hero. But in this game, he played the Uranus as if it was a boss. Man, 90% of the time, Esmeralda versus Uranus, mag-favor ka sa side ng Esmeralda. But KLVJ showed us a little different. Anyways, mga kaibigan, I believe that was our first, just a second series, I mean, game 3 of our second series. And actually, mayroon tayong interview sa ating malupit. By the way, direct, wala akong monitor. Anyways, I guess, ayun. Kuya Creed. Hello?
Hi, hello. Hello.
Kuya Creed, kamustahin mo naman yung mga viewers natin o saan mo naman sila?
Kamusta kayo dyan guys? Welcome sa mga dalang dito.
Okay, so anong masasabi mo sa Blacklist bilang kakompetensya dito sa ating laban?
Ayun, challenging naman kahit pa paano. Hindi din namin in-expect na abot ng game laban.
Okay. At bukod dyan, game number 2, anong masasabi mo sa overall na performance nung team ninyo? Dahil, kasi champion kayo, so madami nag-expect na kanyo itusiri yung mga kalaban whatever. Pero so far ngayon na may mga teams na tumatalo sa inyo. Pero kamusta naman yung sa side nyo dun sa bagay na yun?
Last season po, 2-0 yung panalo namin. So medyo bago ngayon kasi yung tatlong panalo namin 2-1. Pero siguro gagana kami ng adjustment as back to championship form na ulit.
Ito, paano nyo ba ginagawa yung mga ganong ang term actually nagte-trend pare ko nanggugulang daw kayo. Paano nyo ba ginagawa yung mga ganong play at paano yung communication nyo sa team?
Sa amin, usap lang, tapos diwala sa isa't isa kung anong tinatawag na place ng isa. Tapos tinatawag ng team ng iba din. Basta may place kami na na-execute lang namin. Diwala lang kung ma-execute namin.
Okay, very good. Okay, sige, last message mo na lang sa mga fans ninyo at syempre sa mga i-hype nyo sila na manood pa sa mga games ng Mpl-Ph.
Shout out sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Mpl-Ph. laban namin bukas sa Brand Sports. Sana patuloy niyo kami supportahan. Tapos, shoutout sa lahat ng supporters ko at ng Mpl-Ph and sa family ko and sa girlfriend ko si Gia.
Sure. May nadagdag na sa mga sinashoutout ni Kuya Grid from Mpl. Thank you so much, Grid. Congratulations again on the victory. At mukhang makikita pa natin ang malupit na performance ng Aura PH. Siyempre, dun sa sinabi niyang laban, featured match tomorrow against Brand Sports. That is indeed very exciting. Then again, that has been our second series. We still have a very exciting match sa ating last series of the day, sa ating triple header Saturday for MPL Season 6. And also, gusto ko lang lahat na meron kayong giveaway codes dyan. At kung patuloy-tuloy tayong mag-participate sa ating contest, balita ko meron tayong 20,000 entries. If we keep doing that, guys, lagi may giveaway bonus code. Anyways, that has been our second series. Congratulations once again from Aura. I'm sure that Blacklist will go back to the drawing board with their wonderful display. I mean, of drafting, pati yung performance nila sa laro, and eventually, siguro, makakuha na nila yung mga wins to get into the playoffs. But then again, GG's to Blacklist International. What a wonderful performance. This has been MPL Season 6, Series 2 of Day 2 ng Week 2. Alright, and we would like to thank the NTCs that made this possible. Of course, our official tournament telco partner, Smart. Forge stronger bonds with your team as you conquer the battlefield with Smart Giga Games. Enjoy 1 gigabyte of games all day for Mobile Legends, Facebook Gaming, and more. Just dial *123# and choose Giga Games 99. Mpl-Ph Season 6 is also brought to us by our official sponsor, Realme. Realme is celebrating their first Realme Fan Fest and #DareToBeRealme campaign. Visit their official page at fb.com/RealmePhilippines to know more. MPL is also brought to us by our official sponsor, Gillette. Get up to 50 diamonds with every purchase of Gillette's Mac 3 Razor, Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Single Force Pack in select Pure Gold doors nationwide. #Shave the Day with Gillette. Mpl-Ph Season 6 will also like to thank our partner in esports, PayMaya. Get 7% balikbayan when you purchase your gaming pins via PayMaya. The better way to pay. Promo runs until August 13-1. Of course, Mpl-Ph Season 6 is also brought to us by our partner in esports, TikTok. Just search MLBB in TikTok and you'll have a chance to win premium skins. Napakadali lang. Search nyo lang MLBB sa TikTok and you win skins. MPL is also brought to us by our official gaming headset partner, Logitech G, Here Like a Pro. And of course, powered by Moonton. Mga kaibigan, that's just the the second series out of the 3 that we have right now. And before we head into a break, why don't we look back at the top 5 plays of the series?
So guys, tapos na.